Alright guys, this time we're going to look at the Hobgoblin Marvel Legends Retro Vintage Spider-Man figure from Wave 2. This one comes packed in the same, retro package design that we've been seeing from this entire, wave of Spidey figures. As always, the package presentation looks very nice. Those mint on card collectors, yeah, congrats. This is a nice piece to have on your, on your wall. On the back side, we get the rest of the wave that includes Spider Armor Mark 1, Marvel's Hammerhead, Symbiote Spider-Man, Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and Marvel's Shocker. So a total of 6 figures completes the entire wave of Wave 2. Read up on the backside reads, deploying an eerie arsenal of pumpkin bombs and razor-sharp bats from his goblin glider, the criminal mastermind Hobgoblin has Spider-Man constantly on his guard. And again, just a friendly reminder, I always have links down below in the description where you guys can check out and order yourself a set of these figures. So the first thing that pops out to me on this figure is literally the paint job, the colors, so vibrant, so bright and colorful. I really like this look. It's based off the animated series look. That's why I like it so much. Yo, shout out to Dan Yoon and Ryan Ting and Dwight Stahl. If it wasn't for that team, I don't think we'd be getting these figures right now. They're big fans of those retro, vintage trading cards, and they're fans of the animated series, X-Men and Spider-Man, and all those old school stuff. I think they're a real big reason why we get some of the things that we get from Marvel Legends. So shout out to them, seriously. I don't think they get enough credit sometimes. But anyways, back to the figure. It looks great, man. It looks so good. I really appreciate this figure. I'm really liking this Wave 2 more so than Wave 1, which Wave 1 was already really, really good. These Spidey figs are just so good. I like it, man. It makes me want to go watch the animated series, which I've never really finished. I watched it. Gosh, I can't even count it as if I watched it. I may have watched 10 seconds of an episode on TV when I was a young child. I don't even remember it, so I really don't count that. So I really haven't watched it. I should really go watch it. I should really go watch the animated series of X-Men as well. They're on Disney Plus, I believe. I know X-Men is. I don't know if Spidey is or not. So Hobgoblin comes with his glider. Pretty typical. We kind of knew this was coming. We've seen this before, but this time around it's purple with red eyes there, so that's really nice. I like that. Really dope looking glider. I like it. Nothing really, needs to be changed on that, in my opinion. Then we get his pumpkin bomb, which is again used, reused, which, in my opinion, nothing needs to be changed here. It's a pumpkin bomb. Looks good. They painted the eyes and the mouth and the flames up top. I do have some spotty, messy paint jobs on the backside, but it is the backside, and it could probably come off with some acetone anyways. Here's his little satchel. I think I think Gwen Stacy came with the exact same satchel. So it's a man purse, I guess. But we'll call it a satchel. So this will obviously go over his shoulder. I'll put that on in a second. Alright, so here's a closer look at Hobgoblin. Looking really good. I like the paint job. The face sculpt is nice. It is different, so it's not reused. It's pretty good. What do you guys think down below in the comments section? Let me know. How do you guys feel about this head sculpt? As for the rest of the figure, it's pretty basic. We've gotten Goblin before. This may be our 4th or 3rd Goblin, if you count Hobgoblin and Goblin. So yeah, this time we don't get the scales, which is cool. Pretty much what they did here was, I think this is Bucky Cap legs with Bucky Cap arms, and the torso is different. So that's what they did there. You can see it's pinned. And yeah, I like the blue. I like the orange color. The belt buckle's painted. The cape he's wearing is from the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure. And then there's the little hoodie. So pretty happy with this. Looks good. So this is pretty much Bucky Cap mold, and we've seen this body plenty of times, as we know. So articulation wise, really no reason to go through it. You guys know what it's all about. So instead of showcasing what we know, I try to put him in a somewhat gliding pose here. It's very difficult, I must say. I forget how difficult it was to use as a glider, because he did. I'm sorry. The previous Green Goblin from Series 1 actually came with a bigger glider, which was like this. And this one actually has more feet space, and the little, divots here where you put the feet in are on the front side, not the back side. And also there is a little peg hole there for a stand. so that could help stand it up. You don't get that with this glider, and yeah, it's difficult, and just the way it's positioned, the ankles don't look natural, the feet don't look natural. It looks weird. So it's definitely difficult, and also the glider's hanging in there by a thread. It's gonna fall off any second now. The only thing I will say is that because of the hood and the cape, it's a little bit hindered at the neck area. We could still move it left and right and up and down somewhat, so it's not too bad considering. Alright, and before we head towards comparisons, just gotta mention that there's definitely something inside this thing. I don't know what broke inside or what's loose, but every joint is pretty good. I don't have loose arms, loose torso, or waist. I mean, that kind of clicked, but it's not loose. So, what, whatever that is, oh, it got stuck. Yeah, it's still there. Sounds like a big piece of plastic, but oh well, hopefully the torso doesn't crack open on me or something like that. Alright, so first up, I'll put him next to the Series 1 Green Goblin figure. I also went ahead and gave him his satchel, so I have that there. You're going to have to take off his head and his cape to attach the satchel there, and then you got to reattach the head and cape, of course. But it'll fit, and it looks good. So there's those two next to each other. You can see the differences there, and in regard to the scales. So scales are not existent in the Hobgoblin version, and also the pointy shoes, the pointy toes, there are not existent in the Hobgoblin version. Gloves are different as well, and of course the head is different. Now, in regards to the accessories, the pumpkin bomb is a little bit different as well. So this is the one that came with Hobgoblin. It's got like a translucent orange plastic, as you see here. And then the one that came with Norman Osborn Green Goblin is a solid light orange color, not translucent, you see there. So slightly different paint job in regard to the pumpkin bombs. And of course, as I showed earlier, the gliders are different. You got the bigger glider with the peg hole on the bottom there. And of course, we got the Norman Osborn head sculpt with Green Goblin, as that is Norman Osborn. Alright, and then here we have him next to the Hobgoblin that came from the Space Venom Build-A-Figure wave. This is a more realistic take on Hobgoblin. You can see here it's not the animated look, but they are sporting the same hood, head sculpt, and cape here. Same satchel, of course, and that's it. The rest of the body here is the same as the Green Goblin that we just looked at from the animated series. So there's that. Now take your pick. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the fully animated series Hobgoblin or a more realistic comic book take on it? Either way, they both look great, and there's a Hobgoblin for everyone now at this point. You can also see that the blue scales here is a little bit metallic colored, so there's that. And of course, the orange is much darker. Alright, and next we have the more realistic looking Green Goblin from the Sandman Build-A-Figure wave. And you can see here, just like the Space Venom Hobgoblin, this one's much darker than the animated series one. Very much different, even though it is sporting the same body mold 90%. It is slightly different, of course, in terms of color. So take your pick once again. So overall, we gotten 4 Green Goblins that I know of. I don't think I'm missing any at this point, except for the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure, which I did not complete. To be honest with you, I didn't complete. I do have the torso though. I think this came with Shang-Chi. You can see the torso here is exactly the same as the torso on our new Hobgoblin, right there with the same cape and all. I gotta say they've done a great job on all of these goblins, and if I had a pick, I think I lean a little bit more closer towards the animated series look. I feel like that can portray the comic book versions too, and then the ones in the middle are more realistic. Like if they were to be in a live action, they would kind of look like that to me, compared to, of course, these vibrant, colorful versions on the sides. And here we have them next to the Hammerhead figure from this very retro wave 2. And I have more on the way, so stay tuned for the rest of the wave. But so far, I have only reviewed these 2 as of the recording of this video. There he is next to Symbiote Spider-Man, not the one from this wave, but the original one that released. And then here he is next to the best Spider-Man Marvel Legend made so far as of the recording of this video. And this is from Series 1, of course. Alright, so that'll wrap up this review on the Hobgoblin Retro Marvel Legends Spider-Man Wave 2 figure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like, comment down below your thoughts as always. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for more stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.